Located 4701 Banana Drive, Motown, Texas. Molina neighborhood.
Welcome to the Volo Podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo Podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that? Welcome to the Volo Podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo Podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that?
Welcome back to the Volo. I'm your host, El Vago. Today I have a special guest, Blake Ravino.
Glad to be here, man. It's been a minute. We've been talking about this.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while, man.
Yep.
You know, gotta have you on here, bro.
Dude, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it. I love y'all setup.
Yeah.
So I like it, man. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, now we have a badass studio, man. You know, it's perfect, dude.
Yep.
You know, we fixing I don't know if a lot of people know, Roku TV just picked us up. You know, we're working on that. We're gonna be on there pretty soon, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool,
making
man.
moves, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Making moves. That's been your year.
Yes,
no
sir.
joke, man.
So where you from, bro?
I'm from here, man. Corpus Christi,
Corpus
man. I grew up over there off like Nueces Bay and Upriver Road, where the Old Oak Park used to be before it turned into Tally Ho Motel or all that stuff.
Yeah.
Before that, I grew up not too far from Tally Ho. And I was there until I was like 14. And then we moved into King High School District. And that was weird, man, because growing up, I didn't know white people.
No.
Like I knew principals or teachers or something. But like there was no white kids at Oak Park. It was Mexican and black. You had some of the leftover from Hillcrest and all that. And then just all low income.
Yeah.
And then in middle school, I went to Martin. That's West Side, man.
Yeah.
Prior to the West Side. And man, we were so non-diverse. Our racism at that school was we would pick on the Mexicans who were from Mexico because they were too Mexican. And then the light-skinned white guys, those were our white people, Weddles, Caspers, and all that. And we would pick on them for being too white, man, because we were just stupid kids. And then go to King High School, and all of a sudden I'm like, dude, I've only seen white girls on TV. I didn't know they made y'all in real life, man. I was in love for a while, man.
Yeah.
It took a bit to break that, but always here. I moved away to Washington D.C. for a little bit. I was working for XM Radio, and then came back here.
Yeah. How was that?
That was a blast, man. It was a culture shock, you know, going from here to fucking rich white people or rich everybody actually, man. And then seeing that was the fittest city, or the second fittest city in the nation. So everybody there was fit, skinny, man. Like
No
they're
fat
all
people?
healthy. Yeah.
Not no Corpus people.
Dude, there's no breakfast tacos over there, bro. Like your breakfast was an egg sandwich or a bagel.
Yeah.
And that was it. No tacos, no nothing, man. Like
All that extra refried beans and bacon, all the good
couldn't
shit.
find tortillas, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts out there,
That's
man.
badass.
Yeah.
Man. Shit.
So, but yeah, then came back here. And it's hard to get away, man. You know how Corpus is. Sucks you in.
Your mom and dad still around?
My dad's San Antonio. He's in San
okay.
Antonio. My mom lives here and all that. My dad moved away to Houston, then San Antonio, and back here. They divorced right when I was at high school. I remember it was a weird thing because they would always say they were fighting a lot, you know, and you know, a couple stay together and all that. But they would always say, once you graduate, we're getting divorced. And I'm like, oh, great, can't wait to graduate. I'm like,
They kept the word, huh?
yeah, sure enough. For
That's
like
crazy,
right around
man.
maybe a year after that, I forgot who messed up how, and divorce happens and all that stuff. My sister, they didn't care. Like, oh, we don't care if you had to choose, but me, I guess they didn't. Who gives a fuck with this 2 months? Let him get out. And then,
Were you the only boy in your family?
yeah,
That's probably why.
my sister and then me, and that's it. We're like 2.5 years apart.
Oh, badass, man. Yeah. So you only have one sister?
Yeah, one sister and both of us, no kids, man.
No kids?
Yeah. I'm 41. She's like 39.
You didn't want any or?
No? I never wanted any. Like, I remember like when I was like 14, 15, I see my cousin have a kid at 18 and I'm like, oh, hell no.
Nah, fuck that.
And then when I was like 19, one of my good friends had kids. And after that, everybody started having kids.
It's like, you ain't Mexican, fool.
Nah, man. I can't roll my R's, man. It's pathetic, dude. I can't even pronounce my last name right.
Chinga. Yeah, man. Shit, I got 6, man. Yeah, I got 6
I-
kids, bro.
A lot of them work at Vago, right?
Yeah. Most of my kids work
Most of
there.
them
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's good, though.
Yeah. Trying to leave them something, man. If something ever happens to me, they got something to fall on. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
And I don't want to hold them to it to where, hey, y'all have to run my business.
Inherit
you know what I mean?
my business.
You know what I mean? It's just, hey, bro, it's just something for them to collect on in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, y'all are already becoming a staple in the city.
Yeah.
So fast forward, years from now, like easily going to be
My primo Eddie Arredondo, what's up, homies? What's up,
yeah,
bro?
my sister up there, she's in Austin right now. She used to do the roller derby here
Oh,
back
yeah?
in the day when the Hurricane Alley roller derby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was one of the main ones that got drafted up to Austin, actually. She
Oh,
went up there
badass, man.
just for roller derby.
No shit.
Yeah, man. She did a great job and all that, man. But it takes a toll on you, dude. It's worse than like the wrestling that people do here and stuff.
Where'd you go to school at?
Oak Park for elementary, Martin, and then King High School.
King High School.
Yeah, I did some Del Mar too. I was going for nursing.
Oh, no shit.
And I walked away from that, and then from there I was like, I need to do let me follow what I like. Just went to comedy, man.
Yeah.
And
So what do you do for a living right now?
I'm a trainer at a call center.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't even like to even put that out there. I don't even want to say where. I'm like, dude, it hurts my game. They're like, oh, you work at this place? Like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been there for like 9 years now.
Yeah.
Man. It's good practice for me because every 5 weeks or so, I have to meet 28 new people or so. And I'm their first person they see, and I had to entertain them off company material. So I'm like, dude, if I can make you laugh off company stuff, then I'm doing pretty good already. So
yeah, so you train a lot of different people all the time.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't last no more either, huh?
Oh, dude, the work ethic
revolving
down here
door.
is crazy.
Work ethic's bad, bro.
Yeah,
Bad.
every year it seems like it gets worse and worse, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if anyone who's listening who are my peeps right now, y'all are still good, but just not what it used to be, man.
Badass, man. So what made you get into comedy?
Man, I grew up on comedy, man. Over there we're poor growing up, man. We had one TV in the 80s growing up, and my mom worked overnight, my dad worked in the daytime, so at home it was whatever my dad wanted to watch or whatever my mom wanted to watch. It was either watch that or go to your room.
Yeah.
So luckily I got to watch they both had common ground in comedy. I remember being in elementary school watching Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay, and even being with my friends, quoting Andrew Dice Clay's nursery rhymes, and fourth grade, I'm quoting this stuff, the Hickory Dickory Dock and stuff and all that. And so after that, In Living Color came out, and
you know what's a trip? Watching Howard the Duck now from watching when we were a kid.
So many went over our heads.
For real, man. Yeah.
That was an interesting one, man. But yeah, no, it was. And when I was with XM Radio, I was in the billing team, and they gave us free subscription, and we got to listen to whatever we wanted. They encouraged us to listen to XM, and so I was listening to Opie and Anthony radio show and Ron and Fez, and all they would do was have famous comedians on there and just talk about the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to see how how they thought when it came just to, hey, here's a big news topic today. And for them to hear it and make jokes off it just fresh, hearing that daily was almost like my college, I feel like, for comedy. I would hear Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, all the big names just riff on, hey, the mayor said this stupid thing, and they make jokes out of it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
who's your favorite comic?
Doug Stanhope. Him, he's so good at painting, getting the very dark ugliness of humanity and still just making it funny, man. It's
Hey, check him out. I don't think I never heard of him.
Yeah, even if I still think it holds up today. It was filmed in the 90s. It was called No Refunds. It's on YouTube. That one's really good. He has a book, and he turned it into a stand-up bit where he helped his mom with the kill herself. She was already terminal and the assisted suicide thing, and he turned that into a whole stand-up bit. It's brilliant. The punchline is his mom dies, and you're still laughing your ass off at that at that thing, and that's a talent right there.
Yeah, that is, man.
My mom died. I'm making you laugh off this. That's genius, man. So easily Doug Stanhope.
Yeah. So you started here in Corpus, your comedy?
Yeah. I started actually during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my job made me essential, and I couldn't work from home. So I was in a classroom with 14 people in a small room, and I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna be here risking my life, Mesquite Street's open. Let me go on stage and finally try something out. And I mean, it was weird. I say I started in the pandemic 2021-ish, but there was a comedy contest in 2015. It was at Mesquite Street. It was a chance to open up for Steve Trevino. I didn't know anything about comedy. I just knew I had one joke maybe. Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going to enter this contest. So let's see what I do. You never know, right? And so I did that contest. I didn't even have like the 5 minutes required. They needed like I thought, oh, this joke will go 5 minutes, no problem. Nervous, talk fast. 2.5 minutes later, I'm like, shit, what do I do now?
You know what to say.
Yeah, and the stuff I came up with just ate shit.
Yeah.
And then so I tried it like 2 months after that, and I'm like, dude, I tried writing stuff, nothing came, and I was like, dude, I'm just a one hit. It was a flash in the pan, like funny story. And that
what was a joke that you told?
I do it today. It's not even a joke. It's a story of why I left nursing. I had to help give an 800-pound man a catheter. And the whole process is you pretty much like I was pretty much the catcher. His dick was an innie. It's just a hole. And somebody has to press on his pubic area to get his penis to pop up. And I had to catch and hold it so they could insert the cath. And I do that. I'm like, dude, I'm done with this. Like I was already iffy. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And but I tell that story in a very funny way. Add some you know extra fluff to it and all that. But yeah, I still do it. But you know, fast forward 4 years later, I show up on the scene. I'm like, you know what? I have this joke. Like, there's something here. And I went on stage and did it. And I actually had a little follow up and it worked. And then after that, I started showing up every week. I was hooked. So it was just great feeling, man.
Yeah.
So.
Shit, badass, man. Where did you perform at first?
Mesquite was they're the only game in town forever, man. It's only been in the past 3 years that we've had options from that have been consistent anyway. But like, yeah, when I started, it was Mesquite Street and nowhere else, man.
Yeah.
Like I'd say 3 months into it, Sal's Bronx Pizza started doing open mic there.
Yeah.
And so then we had 2 mics, and that was all the comics were like, wow, this is fancy, you know, like, and so it was like that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mesquite's where I started, but I would have called Sal's my home. Like my comedy home, it would have been Sal's easily. Like they let us work. They're like, they're not work like for them, but like, hey, there's only a few comics here. You're not limited to the 5-minute open mic that Mesquite gives. They're like, hey, go up for 7 or 10 minutes. Just run yourself out, see what you got. And that was huge to the comics. And I think it really like helped grow a lot of comics that we weren't getting that growth that I saw Mesquite. But I felt that I would say that, but people would be like, you're new, you don't know what you're talking about. You're here 3 months. Just, you know, they just thought you're picking sides. But I don't know. To me, I always felt like, dude, if you limit us just to one time, 5 minutes, that's it. It's harder to grow that way.
Yeah, it is, man.
So,
yeah. So you write your own stuff and everything? Yeah. Is it hard?
It's hard for me. I don't, comics give me crap because I don't actually put pen to paper. I don't type anything out. It's all, I just riff. Like I could have a conversation with you, we come up with some just funny idea of just joking around. And I'm like, holy crap, I could turn this into 3 minutes off just stuff in my own head now and do it. And once I say it, it's in there.
Yeah.
Because it's usually my own opinion on that. Or if it's not my opinion, it's the polar opposite of what my opinion is. So it's easy for me to recall how I feel about this thing. So I could just joke on it, and comics look at me and they're like, dude, you need to write this down. And I'm like, why? Like
that's badass. You can memorize all that, man. That's shit.
Man, when I started out, so many comics hated it.
Yeah.
They would give me shit. They're like, you're never going to be good. You're not going to amount to anything if you don't write your jokes and blah, blah, blah. And
have you been out of Corpus?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. That was the one thing I wanted to do because when I started out, like at my work job, some people saw me and they're like, oh yeah, this dude's funny. And other people would come, but I'm like, dude, I'm your coworker. Like I'm your friend. Of course you're going to try if you're going to hype me up. So I think not even 3 months in, I just drove up to San Antonio. I'm like, you know what? Let me see. Am I funny with friends or can I make strangers laugh?
Yeah.
I did good there. And then a year into comedy, I was like, all right, I want to test. Am I just regional funny? Like, cause there are some comics, I'm not hating on them, but there's some comics who could only do like the Mexican scenes. You could only do like California, Texas in certain parts. But so I was like, let me go to where all the white people are at and let me see, like, cause I went to Ohio and from there I spent 10 days and I did Detroit, Michigan, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio twice within like a week, Monday through Friday, just drove across the states and just toured, man. It was not toured, but like, you know, I just did the rounds and just wanted to see like, hey, can I make these states laugh? And like my stuff, it's not really about my childhood. It's more about just my thoughts and just growing or just dating stupid sex stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And like one of my bigger jokes now is I talk about using a bidet for the first time. That's relatable no matter what race you are. So, but that's what I wanted to see. And man, I made it my goal to do comedy in all 50 states like 2 years ago. and I'm already 10 states in, 11 states in.
Badass,
So
man,
yeah, man. Any chance I get, I'll look on Southwest, find a deal, and fly out there and just hit people up like, hey, I'm in town. Let me get on the stage. I don't care if I get paid.
Where's your next stop?
Actually, I'm gonna take a little break from the States. I actually got an invite to go to Mexico.
Mexico.
I'm going to Guadalajara. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try. That's my goal. Probably like March or so. In the March.
You ain't nervous?
A little bit, but I luckily I have I know some people who live over there who are willing to kind of show me around, keep me safe. You know, I don't speak much Spanish at all.
No?
They speak it for me, so I'll be good. And then in return, they're gonna come up, and I'm gonna show them the Texas area. I'll show them around, like from Houston, San Antonio, Austin, and all that. So it's a nice little trade off. So I'll probably do that. That's gonna be it. But next states, I'm gonna fly to probably. The plan is to go to Idaho and Boise. I need to knock that state out, but instead of flying to the next, I want to drive, do a 6-hour drive to Oregon, do the drive to Washington, and now I could actually see the country. You know, it's like the one thing I loved when I went to Iowa, just driving across Iowa doing comedy there. One of the most beautiful states I've seen so far.
Oh yeah,
the scenery, like I never understood what people say is like, oh, this is God showing off.
yeah.
You see some of that background or just the landscape. You get that. I completely understand.
Is weed legal over there?
No, but Illinois was like a 2-hour drive. So shit, I went there. Like, and that's what I do. Like, even when I was in Ohio, weed wasn't legal. It was 3.5 hours to Michigan. So I took some vape pens on the plane to just hold me over.
Yeah.
Got to Ohio. Let's go to Detroit, do comedy over there, hit the dispensary, stocked up for the 10 days. And
Hell
then,
yeah.
went all across the country. So I usually book it, find a legal state nearby. Same when I went to Pennsylvania. It wasn't legal there. We drove 2 hours to Maryland.
Iowa is ugly, just corn.
I was ugly, just corn. Nah, maybe Nebraska, man, but Iowa wasn't, man. I liked it out there. It was pretty. ATX, yeah, first person I met. I don't know, but yeah, man, it was a fun time.
Yeah,
it's beautiful out there. But yeah, I want to see just more of the country and just I like meeting people. I don't like going to out of town and seeing the touristy stuff. Like, oh, let's go to New York and go to let's go to Statue of Liberty. Like, I could Google that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me go to a dive bar and a hole in the wall restaurant. That's where I want to be around the real people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
are you cool with a lot of other comics? Y'all get along?
It just depends, man. It's like any scene, Like, it's like, especially you get 20 egos together in a room, man. There's always going to be people who don't like and different ideologies.
Same thing with us in the food world, man.
Yeah. And I feel like you and I relate more. Like, you're definitely you have more of a street influence than me. Like, I was like, I had a lot of street influence, but like, I was never the one like fully involved, but I was always directly next to the guy doing all the crazy, stupid shit and all that. So I know what it's like and all that. But growing up poor, one of the things all you have is your word and respect and, loyalty is all you have. And so to me, like, I think there's people in the comedy game who don't follow those things. And they burn you any chance they get and all that. And to me, once you do that to me, it's like, dude, you're dead to me. Like, why am I going to help you out? I will help you all. Like, I mean, y'all show me nothing but love. And I send everybody to like my home.
Oh yeah,
places.
you do, man. Yeah.
You like Jorge, anybody. If I'm down with you, I will send everybody else way. But the second y'all turn on me or do something, I'm like, dude, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And, and I just think people aren't used to that. And I get it. Like, streets aren't for everybody, you know? So, but yeah, now there's some comics who, how do they say it? They'll smile to your face and then they pray for you to fall right behind your back. That's pretty much how it is. Like, when I was producing shows and doing running open mics, everybody's hitting me up. Hey, can I get on a show? Can I do this and all that? And then right after I hear, they're like, man, dude, that person was just talking so much shit about you, like right after you left and all that stuff. And
that's crazy.
It's just the nature of the game, man. And once I hear that, I mean, I will openly just say shit right back. I'm like, well, let them know this is how I feel. Fuck it. So then it's Blake's an asshole. Blake has ego, and I'm like, dude, I just saw you bring my name up. And I don't let shit go, and it's a bad habit, but it is what it is, man. And then, in the comedy game, there's always you get sides. Like I know, like the theater people had that too, like Aurora Arts versus Harbor Playhouse. Like, oh, can't let these people jump in. And it was the same. Like when Mesquite Street was going, Sal's Bronx Pizza popped up. Now there's well, we like Mesquite better. We like Sal's better. And now there's already a rift when the city's too big and the comedy scene's too small. That we don't need a rift at all. Like, let both go. But for some reason, there's always a divide.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a little rumor that Mesquite Street on Southside might be shutting down.
I hope. I hope they do. Where's the camera at? Yeah, I hope y'all shut down, man. I have mixed feelings about Mesquite. Yeah. Like they were the only game in town when I started. But the reason for that is they caused that. When other places would try to do an open mic, it was the unwritten rule. If you're caught doing this place, you do comedy at this place, you're no longer welcome at Mesquite.
Damn, like that?
Yeah, like you're isolated. And I remember when I started, I heard those rumors, and I'm like, man, y'all just bitter, whatever. Like I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, I was killing it Mesquite. I'm like, fuck no, the Mesquite's been nice to me. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. And when Sal's opened up, they actually sent somebody to Sal's Pizza. And they said, hey, right now we're doing open mic on Thursdays. Y'all are doing it on Wednesdays. We're opening up our South Side. If you don't get the open mic game, we're going to start our open mic the same time as yours and make the comics choose what stage they want to go on and pretty much force y'all out the game.
Damn.
Yep. And I was in the game for that. Yeah, it pretty much was.
Yeah.
Luckily, John Roman, shout out to him. That dude didn't care. Sal's, they let him go. We stayed alive. But again, there was that split. You had comics choosing, hey, I need to stay towards Mesquite. Or they would show up at Sal's and they would tell other comics, oh, this mic is good, but the premier mic, main one, that's Mesquite Street. Yeah. So me and somebody, we start calling them mosquitoes. Like that was our name for them.
Yeah.
They're the mosquitoes, man. They're always just buzzing around.
Yeah.
So
how long were you at Mesquite Street?
Oh man. For a while I played the game, you know, because it was 2 mics. I was new. I was hungry. I mean, there was a lot of times where I would, like on Monday, I'd drive up to San Antonio right after work, go hit an open mic, come back, go to work at 9 that next morning. And Tuesday, rest. Wednesday, go to Sal's. Thursday, go to Mesquite. Like I played the game for probably about a year and a half. And then once I started branching out, doing my own thing, I was like, dude, I don't need this place anymore. So
which place?
Mesquite. Yeah, I just felt like I got what I needed out of them. I saw how they were. A lot of just things that bug me, like we have comedy group chats with all the comedians. They talk about all the events going on, and I remember one time San Antonio started 3 mics on Thursday. If you went out there on Thursday night, you could hit 3 mics, which is hard to do here. You can't even get that in a week at the time. 2 different cars of comics from Corpus go up there. They all post online. We're going to San Antonio, going to hit all these mics. It wasn't them exactly. It wasn't Mesquite exactly. But they had a representative in the group chat. Hey, owner doesn't like that all these comics are going out of town on Thursday when he has this mic. This mic is for us. And if we're not there, I'm just going to pull the plug. So it's either go out of town and do your shit or...
Damn, so they try to have over control of you.
Oh, yeah, man. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
And a lot of the old heads before me, shit, man, it's hard to break them of that.
Damn, man.
You could tell who's older or not. Look who stays loyal to Mesquite.
Yeah.
You don't know who's been in the game long. I've been in 3.5 years, going on 4. And people before me, man, unless they already got tired of Mesquite, they ain't dealing with them anymore.
Yeah.
So
did they ever do you dirty?
Oh yeah, man. They do it's like a bait and switch thing. Remember, like, have you ever had it where the hot girl hits on you just to try to pass you to the uglier friend? It's like that type of shit, man. Like I was 3 or 4 months in or something like that. And the manager, and I like this girl. Like, I don't want to say she was amazing to me. She was always kind to me. I know I'm throwing Mesquite under the bus, but this girl was amazing to me. Always was. She comes up to me and she's like, hey, you're doing really good. You want to open up for Chingo Bling this weekend? And at the time, like, I was like 3 or 4 months in. I'm like, dude, fucking Mesquite is already asking me to do this. Like, I'm down. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah. No, show up Saturday, 7 o'clock. Be ready to work. He's like, all right, cool. I show up. And that girl ain't there. It's the owner. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to do some time. Right away, met with attitude. Who told you you're doing time? I'm the one who decides who does time. You're not here to do time. You're here to be my usher.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, no. He's like, yeah, no, you're here. You're working, man. And I was like, well, do I get paid? Nope. No pay. Your pay is you get to see behind the scenes of a comedy. You see how a comedy show is run and you learn all that stuff. That's your pay. for this. And I'm already there. I'm high as shit. And I'm like, well, and they're like they point all these comics. They're all do it. This is the way you do it. This is the path to get on stage at Mesquite Street. And I'm like, so what happens? I was like, he's like, you work for me. If Chingo needs 5 extra minutes, you go up. I'm like, oh, well, fuck it. Let's see. So first thing goes, there ain't nothing, you know, like no words. He comes up to me right before, you know, they have 2 shows, one at 7, one at 9 or 8 or 10 or whatever. All right, man, once these guys clear out, I need you to bust all these tables and get it ready for the next show so you can seat them for the next thing. And if Chingo needs some time, well, these other comics, they've been helping me for 6-7 months, so they're going to get the time before you do. You got to pay your dues. But that's how they've ran forever.
Damn.
And hey, if comics want to do that, by all means, if you feel like that helps increase your brand and you want to work for free, I mean, I've seen people do it and they're rubbing elbows with famous comics. Like you're the one who's host. You're the one who's meeting every comic. You're running the show. So there are perks to it, but I'm not going to give a year of free work to do that. I figured there had to be another way. So after that, man, I was like, I see what y'all are doing now. Like it's all free. And still this day that they'll post in group chats like, hey, the show sold out, but we need comics to come seat. Like, fucking you sold out. Pay your staff. Why do you have to get a comment? And we ask if there's pay? Yeah. How dare you ask if there's pay?
Yeah. I've had a few people that I know personally that worked over there and they said that
I've heard
they're shitty. The owners are real shitty towards people, man.
I've heard that. I can't say I can only say what I've seen. Yeah. In the comedy thing. And like I said, it's bitter because if it wasn't for them, like I probably wouldn't have been on stage. You know, they were open during the pandemic. They brought the game, but same time, if you kick everybody else out the game, like, how can you brag that, oh, we're the longest running 10 years in this city? Well, you never gave everybody else a chance. Yeah. So why are you patting yourself on the back? You hurt the comedy scene more than you helped it. You're going to warm up. Give your love, respect, great show. Hey, I like this, man. I'm getting people. I like that. Yeah. I need to. Can't light it in here, man. It's indoors. What's wrong with y'all?
Maybe one day.
Yeah, I got the Keep Soda though. Okay, is this on camera? Yeah, I got Keep Soda, so we're still good. Yeah. but yeah, man. And it's weird. A lot of comics they won't say the shit I'm saying because they're scared of. Oh man, I'm gonna get banned. I'm not gonna get booked by fucking downtown 60 seats. I don't care about that.
Yeah. You know? Has anybody got banned from there? Any comics? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Like the ones I know got banned, I'm pretty sure they did stupid shit. You know, and you could argue that what I'm saying right now is stupid shit. Why are you kicking the hornet's nest? You know, they're the big game in town, but sometimes you got to get checked, man. Like, you know, I feel like when they brag with we've done this, we're longest running this. Like, dude, it's like you peaked in high school and you're still talking about that shit, dude. It's fucking, we moved on now, man. We got so many new mics out there. So many we have people who've stepped out and kept stuff going to where they've broken the mold on how open mic is now. Like it's no longer in Corpus anyway. Like it's no longer just 5 minutes. We have Miguelito does a Tapology. You have so many minutes and then you have to do new stuff. And then you pull prompts out like, hey, here's a topic. I need a riff on this topic off the top of my head. Like it's stuff that helps develop people. Ben at Panacea's kept that mic going. That was like one of the first open mics that consistently stayed after Sal shut down. Danielle just opened up Prohibition on Thursdays, right with Mesquite Street. You know, this is what I was talking about, like comedy loyalty. She starts that mic at 7. And by 8 o'clock, comics are already hightailing it out of that mic because I need to be at Mesquite Street within a certain time to sign up because I got to be on that stage. That's premier mic for me. So they will camp out for an hour just to go on stage at Mesquite, which is mental to me, man. Like, place that charges you $3 for water. You're their entertainment and you get charged for water.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, they did that after a while. Like they stopped doing that, but you know,
the food's expensive. They eat there, man. When the show's going on, I know me and my wife went a couple shows and man, for like a pizza, 2 drinks and like, you know, wings and stuff, like almost $80, man. It was, it's expensive.
Yeah, it is, man. But like, you know, the thing that always rubbed me the wrong way, it's like, you know, when we're at Sal's, Prohibition, anything, we're thirsty. They give us water and they don't care. Like, oh, I'm thirsty. I've been out here for an hour to sign up for your open mic. And I guess, oh, that'd be $3. Like, fuck you, man. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. You
it's
gotta
crazy, man.
like, you gotta take care of your comics, and comics gotta do the same. I get it as a business. Like, if I said, hey, Alex, let me do shows here at El Vago, and I bring all these comics here, and they don't spend any money on your food or drink, so what the hell are we doing,
Man,
like,
bro, I threw a show at Rich's, a comedy show with Mario Salazar.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I fed all the comics, bro, out of my pocket, out of my, just,
Yeah.
I'm grateful, you know what I mean? They came,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just, it's just hospitality to take care of people, bro.
Yeah, I agree. But like, I think comics too, though, like, I think comics need to be more mindful of the businesses that let us do their show. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying drop all your money there, but fucking buy something, buy a water, buy a drink, offer at least,
Yeah.
like these businesses are opening the door to us, and they're not a comedy. There's no comedy club in Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got to take care of those places
I know Rich is going to start trying to do something for comedy at least
yeah.
once a week or once a month. Something
Yeah, we were
pretty
talking to
good-sized.
Rich last night, man.
Yeah.
And I have little experience with Rich, but I love talking with him so far.
Yeah, Rich is
Dude,
cool, bro.
he has
That's
good
my
ideas,
bro right there, man.
so-
Fucking, he's
yeah, man.
a
like,
funny motherfucker, man. He
Yeah.
should be a comic.
dude, I remember. I was telling him. I remember when he was doing all the suspension stuff with the meat
Yeah.
hooks and all that stuff. I remember seeing that on TV and all that. And then I went to one of his shows. It was at whatever bar was across from City Hall. I think it was a gay bar or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right where that Circle K used to be, right there at City. It was a corner of City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little hidden bar area right there, man. And yeah, he was hanging on meat hooks for hours just to fucking hang.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah,
I've seen it done when I used to go to a bunch of tattoo conventions when I tattooed back in the days. And it's pretty cool, man. I couldn't do it, man. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even have ear piercings. Dude. Like, fucking-
I've never had anything pierced.
I haven't either.
Oh, my dad told me when I was a kid, he goes, "You ever pierce yours? I'm gonna make you wear a dress." So I never, I never.
I
got
wanted
nothing
to,
pierced.
like, just maybe a little bit. I think some of my friends were all piercing their ears and all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid, man. Like,
Yeah.
they're doing it. I need a little diamond stud too. It's fucking hate, man.
I know back then it was like you only had one ear pierced. Now everybody has both ears.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was one ear, and then you could only it had to be the right ear. I forget which ear, right or left. But if you pierced one, you were gay. The other one, nope, that was
Yeah.
manly. All that. I never understood that. You have the biggest diamond stud, but as long as it was on the right ear, you
Yeah.
weren't gay.
Yeah, I always messing around with my friends that have gauges and stuff. Hey man, I heard that it's for guys to put their shit through it, whatever. Oh, fuck you.
Yep. Yeah, man. That's a different type of thing for me. I just like I clean myself. I'm checking on it, but like that just seems like extra work every day, having to clean out the gauges, the whole, like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shit fucking stinks.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with that at all.
Even when I tattooed, man, certain shops I worked at, they want me to learn how to do piercings. Like, I don't want to mess with that shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's just too much.
Yeah,
Fucking my homeboy Silent Silver.
silver.
Yeah, it's Martinez backwards at the end, but
I got
he
it.
has his shit right here pierced. And he's laughing. He knows what I'm gonna say. I say, hey man, I heard that was the ball tickler, man.
What's that old Chris Rock song? The No Sex. If a guy has his tongue ring, he'll probably suck your dick.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, Chris Rock's a funny guy, man.
Yeah, man.
I like watching him and Mike Epps. Mike Epps, badass también.
Yep. See, I like Marlon, man. Marlon, I liked his last thing. he
The
did.
one comic, I don't know, dude. He's not bad, but I don't know. Like, I just didn't see nothing funny. Was that Ralph Barbosa? I think
Barbosa.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, some of the stuff he says funny, but some of it just, I don't know. I just don't get into
I only heard his Netflix thing. I did, like, prior to all that. Like, I felt like the asshole because, like, remember when everyone was giving like George Lopez shit? Like,
Yeah.
who's Ralph Barbosa? Like I keep up with comedy. I try to, but
Yeah.
there's just some people who fall under my radar and all that. Like,
I love George Lopez,
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
To me, it was always funny because a lot of the shit he says I can relate with growing up. You know what I mean? So that's why, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I just love the idea. Like, I was trying to make a joke of like, like what you're supposed to do is like after you get the girl to give you your kidney, you dump her and all that stuff. You call it giving them the George Lopez. all that
Damn,
shit.
that's
You-
cool,
You
man.
take your organs and bye, bitch.
Yeah.
Fucking-
But dude, man, how many guys do that shit, bro? You know what I mean?
everybody does.
Yeah, every
guys
fucking-
and girls, man. It's not like a.
Yeah.
There's people who take advantage and there's people who give, and sometimes those two link up and it's disaster.
Yeah.
The people are greedy, man.
Fluffy's badass. I mean, I like his shit.
Yeah,
He's
Fluffy-
talented as fuck.
Fluffy's good. He's like me. I grew up more like I have a thing. I don't know. Like I have a pet peeve whenever I hear anything with censorship. Anyone trying to censor stuff because growing up, every comic I liked was always attacked. Like it was Andrew Dice Clay, Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison, even
Sam
music.
Kinison was fucking
even music, like Marilyn Manson and all that.
Richard
Every one
Pryor,
of them,
Eddie
cancel
Murphy.
them, cancel them.
Yeah.
Let's try. You can't listen to this. Can't wear these shirts and all that. Like so, anytime like with comedy, I'm one of the few ones like when I run my mics and all that stuff. I'll let the comics know, like, look, say whatever stupid shit you're gonna say. You want to go stupid and drop an N-bomb? That's on you, buddy. But just know there's someone in here who's probably going to kick your ass for saying it. And I'm not defending you in any which way, but I will give you the stage to express your art. Yeah. And, you know, like you ain't free from getting your ass whooped. Just know that.
You ever had any hecklers?
Luckily, I don't have to. I've had one. I think just one heckler the entire, and it was at an open mic, and I'm like, bro, it's a fucking open mic.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
chill out, man.
Like, come on, man.
Let me make it.
Are you trying to fucking warm up? Like, you trying to make it the heckling game and all that? Yeah. Like, let me heckle open mic, see if I'm good at this. And
so, you never had to meet somebody outside?
No. But like, 'cause again, like I don't really hit on like heavy political topics. Like, I mean, I think the worst thing I do is I make fun of. I say like Armenians are ugly and people from Yemen. Like, there's not a big market down here, so I can safely say that. And none of them are coming up to me afterwards to kick my ass and spark. So and all my stuff. Like, I mean, I get girls who mouth off to me though after the show.
No shit.
It's weird. Like one of my jokes, I talk about sex with like a morbidly obese girl. And I even describe it as like, you know, I describe her as being bottom heavy. I say like, you know, I call her a South Texas dually. That's how I describe her. And I've had so many girls give me stuff who have the same body type. I even do a disclaimer in my set. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this isn't your typical, like, I call it like San Antonio or Austin fat, where they're just very top heavy, where they look like Gru from Despicable Me. Yeah. Or I think Jen De La Fuente, another comic, she says they look like a corn dog, you know, stuff like that. But like, I've had those type of girls just, I heard what you said and just, I could do this and I could do that. And it's not, and I'm like, the joke ain't about you, stupid.
I know, man. Hey, bro, I hate the way society is now. You can't say nothing without somebody getting offended, bro. I think that's so. Yeah. Hey, bro, you know what I mean? It's life. Like, get over it. You know what I mean? People are not everybody's gonna have the same opinions. Not everybody's gonna agree on everything. You just gotta learn how to just, you know what I mean? Just cope with it, man. Shit.
It's weird. I've done a joke about, you know, bigger people and, oh, how dare you? But, you know, I made a joke about like, I said, thanks to Russia, now you have to be careful when you buy mail order brides online. You have to read the fine print because I ordered a Ukrainian girl 50% off and I just got her torso. You know, no one gave me shit about that. That's fine. But, oh, how dare you pick on this? It wasn't even picking. Like my joke about sex with fat women it's a positive joke. It's not like, oh, I'm shaming them or anything. But still, just the fact I said that. Yeah. And how dare you? But oh, these dying people? That's funny. Keep it going, man. Like
my favorite comic always gonna be David Chappelle, bro. Dave Chappelle
pushes the bar, man. He's brilliant, man.
Yeah, and they've been trying to cancel him already for a while, and it just hasn't.
What I've seen with canceling is, I think if you just stand up to them and say, "Look, I ain't apologizing. Fuck y'all," you take away their power. Like I think Kevin Hart was a great example when he did those tweets and he was supposed to host the Oscars. He apologizes. They just shredded him for a long time. Yeah. He had to do a lot of ass kissing to get back in good grace. Chappelle, Rogan, they didn't give a fuck. Dice Clay back in the day, Kinison, they gave no fucks. They're like, look, I'm going to do my shit. I know it's funny. I have a following. And they kept them going, man. And I think we need to keep that alive. Like,
that's badass. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? Hey, if you don't like it, just don't listen to it.
Yeah. Like, and I think like, oh, I always go back to Ricky Gervais' quote. He was like, they're like, oh, that's offensive. That's offensive. Well, that's offensive to you. Doesn't mean it's offensive in general. It's just you're offended by it. Doesn't mean the whole world is. Like, there's people like, if some people laugh at dark shit because that's how they deal with it. Like, you know, one of my best friends, like, he dropped dead in front of me. A medical thing, and the first thing I did was just make an inappropriate joke about it because that's how I had to cope. Like that's what we do. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, you know, especially like grew up in the 80s, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to be manly and all that. So a lot of us comics, like that's how we deflect. Like shit, it's such a stupid cliche that comics use, but it's a cliche because it's true. Like 90% of them are fucking depressed. Yeah, you know, like, and like I've felt it where I've been sad on stage and I've been angry on stage right before. Those are the best sets I ever have. Yeah. Like I'm able to channel that energy and just murder. They're like, damn, this dude's on fire. And then right afterwards, I'm fucking just like, dude, I'm a wreck. I can't even enjoy celebrating after that because I'm just so down and I'm just so mad. Yeah. That's something. It's just, that's what we do.
You go high when you go up there?
Oh, dude, all the time.
You don't fuck up?
Nah, I fuck up if I'm not high.
For real?
Like even right now, I feel myself doing like I will try to think of what I'm going to say and I'll start stuttering over it because in my head, I'm further ahead.
And see, and I'm backwards. That's why I didn't want to smoke right now because I would have came in here. Like if I think about something, I'll be overthinking it and I won't think ahead. You know what I mean?
I just flow more naturally when I'm high and all that. Like, and that's just, I've tried sober, like everyone, like, especially, man, every comic they know how to fix you right when you start. You need to do this. They pretty much try to mold you into what they are. Yeah. And, like me, I was just like, I would try sober and I'm stuttering over words and all that. And I feel like it's a script. And when I'm high, I just know, like, I trained myself to not even go on stage knowing what I was going to say. I just know I'm going to end with this joke. Yeah. And I would just go on stage just completely blank, and be like, all right, let's see what the first thing out of my mouth is. And somehow this is going to go back to me using a bidet for the first time. I don't know how I'm going to relate Elon Musk to me using a bidet, but somehow in the 7 minutes I'm on stage, it's going to work. It's going to do that. Yeah. But being high just helps me just flow. And then if you want me to riff about just stupid shit, get me drinking. Yeah. Let me have 2 drinks or so and I will riff all day. Yeah. See, bad when I'm sober. Yeah. Yeah. One thing that always bugs me too, man, you'll always hear these comics. Yeah. Come see me do this high on stage. And I'm like, that's me every fucking day. Like, what are you bragging about? That's daily for me. Yeah. See, can't be. That's my background joke is a crockpot stuff that they're talking about. But yeah, no, me, man, I need to be high. I need to just chill. Let me drink and I will just riff. I will just go off the cuff and just riff about the stupidest stuff, but it'll be funny. And but you get me sober, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, man? It's a weird feeling for me on stage.
How's the comedy scene over at what it's called, the Panacea?
Panacea is cool, man. Like I got to give love to those guys, man. Yeah. If it wasn't for them allowing us to do the mic out there, like they took a pretty big swing. Like when they were in Robstown, they opened up here, they hit me up. Like they saw me at a show I did at Gemini, the sushi lounge. And we started talking to Renee and he's like, hey, I want to do a soft opening at Panacea. I want you to put on a show here. And shit, y'all give me a venue. Like, fuck yeah, man. Like, because before it was Mesquite. Like at that point, Sal's had closed down. So it was just Mesquite Street or nothing again.
So Sal's is closed down?
Well, like they stopped the open mic. Oh. They stopped the comedy. So we were back to one mic. Damn. And so Panacea, like, hey, yeah, man, why don't you do a show here?
Why did Sal's close down?
Well, I don't know why they stopped doing comedy. I forgot.
Mesquite Aaron might know.
Huh?
Mesquite threatened them?
No. Like I said, they didn't have they could, like, luckily John Roman, man, God bless that dude. And him and Sal, like, they didn't care. They said, we're going to do it. But it was just, I think, a scheduling thing. And then, like, it's funny, a lot of comics, they'll tell you, oh, I miss Sal's. Yet they won't go to open mics now where there's not a big crowd. And the thing about Sal's, there was never a crowd there. Yeah. Like 3 or 4 people. But to me, I've always argued that if you can't kill in a room of 1 or 2 people, you don't deserve to kill in a room of 1,000, man. Like I've seen a comic, like I remember first learning that, a comic named Andy Gomez, man, there was 2 people in the crowd and everyone just goes and does their set like routine and fucking nothing. Crickets. Andy just goes and fucking pulls up a seat and just, hey, what do you want to talk about right now? And he just started talking to him and he just made that shit gold. And I'm like, I get it. And it was like, I felt like I just learned something. I know Mario said, like, when you had him on, like, you need to watch comedy. You know, I agree with that 100%. Like, I will sit and there's a lot of comics. I used to piss them off at Sal's. I would go up and do their sets. Like, just, it wasn't like I'm stealing their stuff, but like one of my buddies, he's going to be on the Originals podcast on Wednesday and he's rolling. He brought some people and one of his favorite comics is Norm Macdonald. And what Norm used to do to his opener is he would go on before the opener sometimes and do the opener set. And then, all right, man, go at it, have at it. And the dude's new, so he doesn't have much more. Like, that was his set. And he's like, fuck, I gotta.
Pretty much on 8 Mile. How?
Yeah. So I did that to Roland. I went up right before him and I did all 5 minutes of his set and he was still new. And his first 2 minutes of the set, he's just going to his phone like, first off, fuck you, Blake. But he dug deep and pulled out some gold shit that he still uses now. But yeah, like I was able to pick up their mannerisms and all that. I couldn't do their voices or anything, but I had their timing down and all that. Like, that's all I do is it's weird. Like, even me, I think that's why I don't have to write is I hear it and I've heard it. I know it now.
That's badass, man. Yeah, that's some talent.
Apparently, like, I think there's only one other comic on the scene who doesn't write. His name's Sean Miller. But like for the longest time, I just felt like an outsider. I'm like, dude, everyone's getting after me because where's your book at? How come you don't have notes? Why don't you write this down? And I'm like, you're never going to make it. You're not going to be anything. You're just going to be mediocre. And then I meet this other dude who's fucking toured for people, opened up one comedy contest, and he's all, I don't write shit down, fuck all that. And dude gets high just as much as I do, and I'm like, that's my comedy brother right there, man. So,
I've seen some rappers do that, man, where they can just, out their head, they just hear the beat and then they go over it, and they can, go over it again, like to, play the second track, like over the voiceover.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, damn, this fool remembered everything he said. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's how it is with my jokes too. And like I said, I like it that way because I keep it. It's like a loose script for me. Like, cause I felt like when like there was something you need to write, and so I try to write. And now I'm trying to remember every word to that joke in that exact order. And if I missed a word, then I'm like, ah, shit, I fucked up. I need to backtrack. And so I just know I'm going to say this. It's going to have this big tag. It's going to have this big tag. Here, big payoff. The little stuff in between, if it's moved around and all that, that's totally fine. Like the format and all that. I try to keep my stuff really loose.
Have you ever bombed?
Oh, yeah, man. I always bomb, man. The one thing I learned is sometimes it is the crowd, man. It's just, that's not your people.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone into a room, like we did 2 shows or not even 2 shows, like say 2 different open mics even. Like go to one place, do that set and it kills.
Yeah.
And next set you go 30 minutes down the road and go on stage an hour later, exact same joke, delivery, same timing and all that. And that crowd is just like, the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, I've done it where I didn't realize like it's a church crowd, all mainly church people who went out to eat at this place. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to talk about like,
I want to talk about some fucked up shit.
Like,
fuck up everybody's
I'm
meal.
going to talk about sleeping with a girl who just shoved meth up her pussy. And they're in their church clothes and all that, like eating food. Like, you got to read the audience. But yeah, I bombed them. But that's why I always tell people, like, the one thing I learned early on, and I was guilty of it too, I'd hear people, I'm like, oh, they're not fucking funny. But it's I think the host for Prohibition, Danielle, she would always tell me, if you find something funny, there's at least 1,000 plus other people out there who find that exact same thing funny.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true, because I've seen people where I'm like, I don't think they're that great. And they've had the right crowd and they murder that place better than I could ever do.
Have you ever done a roast?
I do them sometimes. I've done them, but I'm fucking mean, dude. I will go for the juggler. And there's some people who they like to talk a little bit, but they'll openly admit they're like, I don't have the skin for this. Yeah, that. But like my buddy, like Aaron Carranza, he posted on there like that dude. He always wants his friends to shit on him and all that. So like I think him, because he's a pharmacist, he has money and all that. First thing I said about him, I was like, this dude's proof that money can't buy happiness, because he's like tried killing himself a few times. He talks about it on stage. I'm like, this is proof that money doesn't fucking buy happiness, man. And you know what I noticed though? More money makes more fucking problems, bro. Oh yeah, dude. I used to think anxiety was a white people problem. I think it's just once you hit a certain income, now you're like, oh shit, man.
Man, bro, the more money I make, the more shit I gotta pay, the more problems, the more you gotta pay taxes, the more like, dude, it just with Sue, bro. And I told my wife, I feel like just throwing all this shit, fuck it, let's go back to housing.
Yeah. Oh, shit,
and
man.
food stamps, bro.
You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Great. No stress, man. Like, shit, man. It's different, man.
I'll never give up, though. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. You got too good of a thing,
it's just
dude.
bullshit going. Yeah.
Shit, I don't know how you have the time, man. I thought I was busy with the shit, like work and then work full-time, go comedy, travel, and then shit, cook, fucking.
I'm up at 5 a.m. every day, man, to get started.
Don't want to be rich, just happy.
That's what broke people say.
Yeah.
In all reality, I'm serious, bro. That's broke people always find an excuse not to. And I'm not trying to be sorry, but there's a lot of people, they just don't put the effort to try to do something with their lives. They just settle. I can't do that, bro.
Yeah, be both. Like, and I'm one of the things that's like, a lot of my influence is just, famous people who've done shit. So I'm stupid. I'm impressionable like that. But like, one of the things I did like was one of the I'm not a big fan. I agree with you. You're talking to somebody, you're not a big fan of the newer rap.
I can't stand it.
I'd say like one of the newer rappers, and he died though. One of the newer rappers I did like was Young Dolph. He rapped up, like he did all of his game off weed and all that stuff. But like when he first started, he would just rap about street shit, a lot of street code and all that stuff. And like, a lot of that stuff I still take to heart, man. Like, this stuff is like, I'm not gonna claim what I don't got, because if I want it, I'm gonna go get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you got to do. You can't. I want this. Well, what's stopping you? Like, when Mesquite and Sal's, like, there was no places to book. Like, I remember I was trying to get on shows, and if you didn't get the rep from Mesquite, then good luck. The good thing, Sal's was cool. Like, if you hung out over there, if you're at a show, John Roman would see you. Hey man, you want to do some time for this guy? Like, you know, this comic, they tour all across the country. You want to do 5 minutes for him? You're here. You're showing love. Go on stage.
Yeah.
You know, so we had that, but like, it was never something I could advertise like a month in advance. Like, hey, I'm booked on this show. Come see me and all that. And I remember our comic told me, he's like, look, dude, in Corpus, you either play the game and you do the work for Mesquite and your time will come, or you go find a bar and say, hey, I got this amount of time, this much people, and I could do a show. Give me a chance. And after a while, I was like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, no one's doing this.
Yeah.
And shit, man, like me, Aaron Carranza, like we started that. We started paving the way. Like, let's just start booking. Let's just start doing our own shows. And luckily, the people we found, like especially with going back to Panacea, like no one could tell them like, hey, you stop doing this, we're gonna hurt your business. Like they're a weed place, man. They have nothing to do with any of the comedy games. So, and then also too is it's in a backyard. That's like no one's radar. Like if you know if I'm the main head comedy game in town, hey guys, there's a open mic in a backyard starting up. Fuck off. Let them play. That's cute. Yeah. But that's what started. Now because of that, we have open mic on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Actually, now, first night, if any comics listening and all that, y'all be the first to hear it. We actually have 3 mics on Thursday now. We have Prohibition at 7 with Danielle. Tor, she's brilliant, fucking hilarious lady, and she knows the game. Like she knows hosting. She knows how to bring people, put on a show, and so we're trying to build that place. Then you have Mesquite Street. They're Thursday. They're 9 o'clock. But right after that, I'm actually going to run a second mic at Prohibition to run it back at 9:30. Who started? So with that, man, like what I want to see is there's all these comics who are saying, "Oh, I just want stage time. I want stage time." Yeah. Well, you could be able to break away from the norm. Like, are you going to stay over there after you do your set, or are you going to come back over here and get on stage again? Like, you know what I mean? I want to. What other time in Corpus have we've never had 3 mics in the same night, and all within a 5-minute walk of each other and all that. So there's, these people who leave like, oh, I need to get to Mesquite at 8:15 to hang out. Like, well, you did your time. Fucking come back. Let's work, man. Because one of the things that drives me nuts is we have at Mesquite about 27 comics sign up to go on. They only allow 20. And that's not a shot at Mesquite. Mesquite, they've earned that. You know what I mean? That's good for them. They know they got comics hyping it up, promoting it, and all that. But you go to any other mic in Corpus, man, 4 people, 6 people show up, like comics. And to me, like, what the hell y'all doing, man? Like, are you just going on, like, Mesquite, like, just, are you pretending to be a comedian? Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, hey, there's a crowd at Mesquite. The only mic I'm going to go on. Like, oh, man, there's fucking... You know, Ben's mic at Panacea, the mic at Riches, on average, 4 to 6 comics. When you have 20-something who show up at Mesquite, man, that's weird. I don't believe that 20 people are only free on Thursday at 9 o'clock, and the rest of their day, Monday through Sunday, is booked. That just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, so let's see, man. What's your excuse going to be now? Like, you want the stage time? I'm gonna help. Danielle was kind of like, it's like what I did, like it's not a dick move, but like it did put Danielle in an awkward spot, like because you know she'd do her show there, but we'd be at Prohibition, and Monday at Tap, but like we'd be at Prohibition, you know, like, you know, comics are there, and then they bail out like at 8:15, and then I like, you know, I wasn't going to Mesquite, so I'd just stay at Prohibition, hang out. Their burgers are good. Just have a drink, man. Their bartender, mixologist, amazing dude, great conversations, but. Then I noticed like 9:15, 9:30, people were trickling into Prohibition, and there's no one there to give them a show. We have 6-10 people just coming in and sitting around doing nothing. I'm like, dude, like, why can't we just run this back? Like, why can't we take a break? And okay, go to Mesquite, go do your set. The show starts at 9, go on, do your 5, come back to Prohibition. Let's keep this going, man. So comics, if you're listening, just got approved right before we went on air, man. So newest mic, Prohibition. Danielle was like I said, she let me go on her turf. Like, you know, comics, we're territorial. Like, I started a mic here. This is my booking area. Don't. And you know, I think this is a win-win. She was kind of like, I'm not trying to get anything out of it. I don't want pay. I don't want to say, hey, well, let me start booking shows here.
You do it for the love of it.
Yeah, it's the love of the game. Like, I even told her, I was like, look, I'm not trying to take any of your pay. Just let me give these guys a place to perform.
Yeah.
And let's see. Mesquite signs up at 8:30, so they could sign up at 8:30, go on right at 9, get off by 9:05, 9:10. Our show starts at 9:30. So, yeah, like, we got to do it. We got to create opportunities.
Let's set up something for Riches next month, man.
Yeah, for January. I know Skip was trying to do a show for January. I'll say let Skip do his show, and then we'll do. I'll do a show with you, man. We'll because I mean, dude, we have ideas, man.
Riches is a fucking perfect spot for it, man. There's a lot of room to have a big stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I the only thing that was hard, and it was at the Mario shows where I really noticed it, man, was if you don't pack that place with comedy fans. And you don't create that wall of bodies, it is loud in the back of pool players. But also too, that's kind of on the comic. Like, like the mic gets that far back. Fucking shut them up. Be good. Like I've done rooms, and I'm not knocking Mario. I'm not saying I unfortunately I was sick. I caught the last like 10 minutes of his thing. So, but like I know I've seen Mario play small rooms and do great. Yeah. So I'm not saying he didn't do anything right. I just heard a lot of noise out there, but it was the end of the show. There was people already trickled out and all that, but you had a lot of pool players in the back, and there's like those attention getters. You kind of get like when I get those, that's where I throw out my fucked up stories and all that. I want people to be like, even if they're mid shot, they're like, wait, what the hell did I just hear this stupid dude say? But it makes them stop and like, hey, shut up. Let me hear what this idiot's talking about really quick. Yeah. There's little tricks like that. And I think comics, I think they overlook that, man. Like Riches, they have the open mic on Sunday. It is very similar to how Mario's show went, where you're maybe performing in front of 3 people, 4 people, but there's 12, 15, 20 people in the back playing pool and eating. Yeah. Well, fucking challenge yourself. Say, yeah, I'm going to get these people here to laugh. They're here for the show. How many people in the back can I get them to at least just listen to me? I mean, you don't have to laugh. But if I can make you just shut up and hear me for 5 minutes, I'm already on to something good. And I think comics need that practice. But I think a lot of these newer comics, and I'm not shitting on the newer comics and all that, but I think it's just you're new and you want that crowd. You want to be like, dude, I killed it. And yeah, maybe you're not getting all the bookings yet. So Mesquite Street is your premiere. Like, that's my show. Like, I remember that when I first started, I was like, dude, hey guys, like I brought in 30 people to come see me at a fucking open mic, because I wanted that show experience. I want to see, like, can I kill this in front? And Mesquite Street downstairs, 30 is almost a full house right there. So let me see how I could do. And I get it. But once you've done that, and why do you need to keep doing that? Like, just open mic is like a gym. Get your reps in. Like, if you're a football fan, are you going to go watch the Cowboys practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Fuck, you're going to fucking watch the game on Sunday. Yeah. You're going to watch the finished product. Why are you going to go watch these guys practice? And those are diehard Cowboy fans. Corpus isn't a diehard comedy scene. Like, why the fuck do they give a shit what I'm doing on Tuesday working out my reps? Just let me see your finished product, asshole. Give me your best. Yeah. That's the problem comics have. We expect a crowd at every open mic, and there's not a crowd. I'm not going up. It's fine. I'm not going to go to that mic. That mic never has a crowd. Yeah. Well, shit. Why is the crowd going to show up? If they take their time, like, hey, Riches has an open mic, we show up. Oh, wow, I saw 4 comics go on stage. That show it took me longer to drive over here than it did for that show to fucking run its course. Yeah. Like, I think comics need to get over that, man. Like, and the audience needs to know too, like, because I've heard audience members, well, shit, I came last week and this dude did the exact same set. Yeah. Well, we're practicing, man. But like, comics got to be mindful of that too, though. Like, I like what I do at my mics is if you're going to do the same set, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to say, like, hey, do it without saying a cuss word. Do it with, give me a different tag. Do change the structure of it. Add a different punchline. Do something different at least. Or if not, come up and let the audience give you something to talk about for a bit. And then go into the stuff they've heard. But like, let's be mindful of our audience here. Like, why am I going to tell you, hey, Alex, come see me? And then every week you see me, it's the same 5 minutes I give you over and over and over again. You could be like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, and then after that, why are you going to pay to see my shit? You see me do it already. So it's a weird place that comics are. We want a crowd for open mic, but we don't want to bring them because I want to save you. I want to save my ass. Like, hey, Alex, don't come see me at open mic. Come see me at my paid show. So none of us
Yeah,
we
I
want to
got
rely on everybody else to bring the crowd, and no one brings it. We're like, well, fuck this mic. This mic sucks. So it's a weird spot we're in right now in the comedy scene, man. So I'm hoping these comics listening, man, like fucking get used to performing in front of nobody.
Yeah.
I went to New York. I did the mic scene over there. Dude, we had the rule over there in New York City was you paid to go up. You had to pay $5 to even get in the room. On like the majority of them, there's a spreadsheet. I went with Aaron on there. There's a spreadsheet, all of them, $5, or you had to like a 2-item, buy an item to go on stage. But they did one in hour increments. And when you went there, you were the crowd. You couldn't just go on, hey, I did my time and get the fuck out. You had to sit through everybody else. So you're performing in front of people who don't want to see you. They're just there because
they have to.
Yeah.
It's the rules.
And that's New York, that's Los Angeles, like all the big cities that, I want to go here and do this. Like that was the one thing I learned, that no matter the big cities, small city, it's the same fucking thing, man. I'm performing in some, like the one thing I always hear, like, oh, I got booked in Vegas. It's amazing. I got booked. It sounds fancy, good for my resume and all that. But yeah, I'm playing in a fucking corner of a barbecue place, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just reached out to a guy. Hey, I'm from out of state. Can I go on? Oh, fuck yeah, man. Here you are. You're booked 10 minutes. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's not a hard thing, but it sounds amazing that I was booked in Vegas. And same with like all the big cities are like that. Like they're used to out of town comics nonstop.
Yeah.
So it's easy to get on now. Get booked in fucking Lincoln, Nebraska, or Paducah, Kentucky, where nobody fucking goes. Get booked there. You're on to something, kill there where they're not used to tourists.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think people need to start doing is test yourself, man.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years, man?
Shit, man.
You think you're gonna evolve?
Oh yeah, I'm always like, I mean, the one thing I thought is that the fat girl crockpot joke that they were talking about on there, man, like that was like the second or third joke I ever wrote. And not even like 6 months ago, I'm still adding to that joke. Like there's stuff I'm taking out. Like that joke, when I first started it was close to 5 minutes long. And then I trimmed it down to like a 2.5 minute joke. And we have a thing they call it trimming the fat. Like the best example they ever gave me is if I was telling you a story, I was like, hey, the brown cow jumped over the full moon. Well, we don't give a shit what color the cow is, what the size of the moon is. Just cow jumped over the moon. Short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah.
Same with our comedy set. Cut rid of all the filler words. Just polish, boom, boom, boom. Well, since then, I've built that joke up back to 5 minutes, but now there's no fluff of stupid segues. It's just joke, 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 joke for 4 or 5 minutes now. So like to me, it's, I think you just can't get comfortable. Like, I mean, if you're going to go up and do the same stuff over and over again, find a way to make it different. Find a different tag. Always be open. Don't just think, oh, I've killed with this joke. I've been doing this joke for 2 years. I haven't added anything to it. I'm done with it. I always want to work, man. But man, I don't know. Maybe it's the streets in me and all that shit. But it's fucking like if you're in the drug game, like you want to be the plug. You want to be the main thing.
Oh, yeah.
Same with the comedy thing, man. There's not a comedy town down here. If I growing up, I fucking sucked with money. Like I didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit about credit. I didn't have a goal. I didn't know what I wanted to be. So I was like, well, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. So I was like, why do I need to save up money?
Yeah.
Just fucking do stupid shit. But now it's biting me in the ass, but I built my credit up. But shit, why can't I open up a comedy club? Let me be the plug.
Yeah, I think Corpus needs a solid.
There's not one comedy club in Corpus. And I can't remember the last time, like in the almost 4 years I've been here, there's not a comedy club. There's places that do comedy. Social media is fucking massive. I need social media use. I need more. I used to pay somebody and they ended up ripping me off a bit. Or the company fell apart and it just fell through. But I used to pay people to run my social media, and it's the stupidest thing because it's just, hey, schedule 4 or 5 posts out and make them witty and funny for me. I could really do that while I'm taking a shit if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I fucking don't. I feel cheesy writing this stuff out half the time. Like even the bio thing, I had to have one of my friends like, hey, dude, you're good at words, man. Joey Hilliard, I was like, fucking write this out. Hype me up, bro. Cause I'm a comic from Corpus and that's it. Oh, sir, that dude, he used to rap. Joey, big man to sir. Man, that dude has some good rap. But yeah, you got yours. If you don't have social media, fucking, what are you doing, man?
Hey, how important is social media for you as a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, no, like I said, I need to use it more.
Yeah.
Like I need. That's what's lacking in my game. Like I have tons of clips and all that stuff. I really just need to, like, I don't know what it is, man. I just don't want to put it out. I don't I have them. I'm sitting on them. I put them on Twitter though. Like I don't know why I have a loyalty to Twitter or X now. Like that's where I get all my news from.
Yeah.
And all that. And I have no followers on it at all. Like I didn't use it forever. I just scroll and that's where I get all my updates of news and all that stuff and I follow the celebrities and I'll interact with them, talk to them and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, so I was like, fuck it, I don't know, followers up here. Let me put my material on there and all that, just see. And, but yeah, so if y'all find me on Twitter, some of my stuff's out there, but I don't want to pull the plug on like Instagram or Facebook. And I know I need to. That's where Instagram, especially, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
But it's just, I need to. But yeah, no, social media, man, like if y'all fuck with social media, get at me if you're cheap, because I guarantee you I could get a few comics to jump on board and be like, dude, help us run this shit, because we're stupid. I mean, every comic, like, it's not just me, like, we're all fucking idiots and all that. I'll tell you who's good though, man. Tina La Cochina. That girl fucking markets herself, man. Yeah. I say she's like Trump level of marketing, man. Like, she fucking gets her name out there. That girl is everywhere. I don't know how to do that. If I had that, if I had that skill that she had, I'd be fucking huge by now, man. She knows how to sell her name. Some
people know how to market real badass.
I don't, man. I don't know why. I just want to fucking sit at home, just get high, and just fucking let my comedy do the talking. But I don't put the comedy out there. Just, you know what? Like, I'll tell people, just fucking put me on after this, dude. I don't give a shit. Like, that's the one thing I like is you'll see comics, they're scared to go up against other comics, or I don't want to go after this guy. I don't want to go before this guy. Shit, I don't care who it is, man. Like, I want somebody to upstage me all the time, because if you upstage me, I'm bringing my best. And if you upstage me, then the fucking crowd is having a blast. You know what I mean? I hate when people come up to me and they're like, the show's all right. You did good. And that's it. Like, well, there's 3 other people on the show. What about them, man? Like, I want from start to finish, bang it. Like, and if I'm the worst on my own show, fucking great. I love that. Like, I want to be outgunned every time, man. So comics don't have that though. There's some egos, man. They'll be like, hey, tone it down a bit, man. Like, don't go all in on it. Like, I still got to go up after you. And I'm like, fucking don't be a pussy. Get better.
Yeah, for real, man.
So it's weird, man. Comedy scene's crazy, but puff. Yeah, fucking, they're waiting for us to light this up, man.
Light it, don't hide it.
Y'all need Jesus, man. What's wrong with y'all? Just drink it.
All right, man. We're almost running out of time, man. Anything we need to say before we end this?
Oh, man. I appreciate this, man. And like I said, I think you and I are going to I think we're going to bring Riches a whole new level, man.
Yeah, man. It needs it, bro. It's a good venue to start.
There's something there. Prohibition, too, man. Like, keep y'all's eyes on that. Don't, like, comics and even the crowd, man. Like, Prohibition, we're changing it up. We're going to make that like a crowd participation mark. We're not... and again, I'm not shitting on Mesquite for this part. Their rules are their ruals. Hey, no heckling, no talking, no any of this during the sets. They treat it like a comedy show. Danielle and I, we have a different idea, and this was more Danielle's idea. I'm not taking any credit of this, but no, we want y'all to fucking shout shit out. We need to learn to deal with hecklers and all that stuff. So, I mean, don't just come in, boo, you suck. Like, be creative with your fucking heckle.
Yeah, for real.
Give us something to work with. Like, shout, like, especially if I'm on stage. Fucking shout something out. I will fucking riff on that. I don't care. That's fun to me. Like, the other day at Prohibition, they told me I was going up, and I thought I was going up a certain time, and I didn't go up, and they're like, oh, it's our last comic now. And I'm like, oh, fuck it. They didn't get me. It's cool. I was eating. Yeah. Here comes a new guy. And I'm like, fuck, who's new? Here comes Blake Trevino. I'm like, oh, you asshole. I wasn't even in the mindset of going up anymore. Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck, what do you want to talk about, man? And just ask some random dude, and turn that into part of the racism I grew up with. I told you in the very beginning. Yeah. And then somehow, like, one of the comics said that he didn't like going down on white women because their pussy tasted sour. And I'm like, dude, you might be eating like that Bluff or Ingleside pussy or something. But like, I said, I don't really get flavor off white women. I think it's just because they don't eat any spices on their food. There ain't no flavor in their pussy. And then I brought the point. I was all, went down on a black girl. I got fucking heartburn. All this
That's soul food.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but all that from like talking about sports. Yeah. Like sports in high school. And then I turned that into fucking black girl's pussy gives you heartburn. I don't fucking know how, but stupid shit. It worked.
Yeah, so, yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's funny.
But yeah, man, keep an eye out Prohibition, man. This could be a great spot. And then, like I said, Riches.
Pickle puss.
Yeah, no, Riches, like I said, keep an eye out for there too. And then just guys, just show love to any mic, dude. Like fans or just go out there and just don't expect a show, open mic. Expect to see comics eat shit, but fucking call them out. Do stupid shit. Yeah. Just have fun with it, man. And I think people need to just realize that the scene is still growing. We're behind the times because we only had one mic for a decade.
Yeah.
You know, now we got 4 or 5. So fucking let us grow, man. Let give comics a chance, man. Just you'll see some shit shows.
Yeah.
Sorry. But we're
is,
learning, man.
Hell yeah, man. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and end this. Thanks for coming, Blake. I appreciate you, bro.
Fucking loved it, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, we'll next week I'm gonna have some guests from Right and High podcast. They're gonna be here, so we'll check it out. And I might have an announcement for the restaurant and the future of El Vago. So yeah, y'all tune in, man. Thank you for watching.
Can't wait to get y'all's buffalo sauce.
Ah, hell yeah.
Your host, El Vago, owner, operator of El Vago Burger and Barbecue, located 4701 Barrera Drive, Motown, Texas, Molina neighborhood.
Welcome to the Volo Podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo Podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that? Welcome to the Volo Podcast, home of the black sheep and the outcast. Welcome to the Volo Podcast, no cap, true stories, what you know about that?